You're about to listen to the award-winning Stuart Pedasso Show. This show is for biologically and emotionally mature audiences. If you should not be here, please go away. We'll still be here when you're mature enough to partake. Mwah!
Hey everyone, welcome to the Stuart Pedasso Show. I'm Dave.
I'm Carrie.
Carrie's here. Melissa's on assignment, so to speak, and
Where is Melissa?
she's on assignment.
Oh, that's where she is.
Remind me, I'll tell you later when there's no.
Okey-dokey.
Well, I'm sure when she comes back, she will tell us about it.
Gotcha.
But I just don't know if I'm the one who should be saying it out loud. So it's all good.
Okay.
Carrie was kind enough to come in and because I wanted to make sure we had a show for you this week, and I just didn't. You don't want to hear me ranting. That's
So you get to hear me instead.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice. I'd rather hear you than me. I know that. So I'm going to start with a story.
Okay.
Can I tell you a story?
I love to hear a story.
So I'm going to be talking about school. And don't worry, I know how this has gotten me in trouble talking about my job on the show. I'm talking about school. Now there's going to be a ton of cork in that. So let's see how this works.
That's not about school.
Okay. So, but this is in the context of school, but it's not really about my school.
Okay.
Okay. Was there a lot of cork in there?
It's just some floaters.
A little bit? Yeah. Had trouble opening a bottle of wine. It was gifted.
It'll be fiber.
Okay.
Cork is a natural occurring.
Usually, yeah. I guess. I wouldn't know. Bad?
Horrid.
Okay. Well, we won't drink that bottle. Like I said.
Wait.
Oh, now it's better. All right. I'll have to finish what I got, and then I'll try this. You're funny.
It doesn't smell great, but it tastes great. I got the smell first. Smell it, but it doesn't taste as bad as it smells. I know that sounds awful, but doesn't it smell weird?
I don't know.
It doesn't taste
doesn't have
bad.
much of a smell to me, but
Yeah.
I'll try. I'll finish what I got, and then I'll try it. No, you're fine. So don't worry. I'm not going to get fired off of this, okay? I'm not talking anything bad about my school or anything like that, okay? My principal, who I love working for, I'm saying nothing bad about her at all, okay? But, and she will be the first to admit, likes to do things that are a little... I'm going to say this with love. Corny. Okay?
Oh, love corny.
You like corny?
I
See,
love corny.
I don't like corny. I grit my teeth and okay, I'll do this for the kids.
I do corny very well.
Oh, good. See,
In fact, my students find me very corny, but I make them laugh. So.
Well, yeah, they find me. All but kids find me corny too. But her corny is more like. Well, I'm going to tell you.
Let's go.
So,
Okay.
One of the things she had in mind was in an email that we're not going to have a staff meeting, but read the notes. And so I know that you read the notes. I want you to email me back your favorite movie. It's like,
Nice.
okay. So I was like, oh, geez, come on, man. Really? I got to come up with this now? Okay. So I figured one and I sent it. This was 2 months ago. Mm-hmm. Didn't think twice about it. So about a week ago, because we're in the last week of school, in our mailboxes is this list of all of these movies, and there's like a competition kind of thing, a contest. See if you can figure out which staff said this was their favorite
Which
movie.
movies? Oh, I like that.
So I was not participating in this. Okay, this is just not my jam. Like, whatever, but y'all have fun with it. I had people coming up to me going, Dave, is this yours? And I wasn't sure. I couldn't remember. It was 2 months ago. And I was like, I might have said that. Maybe that could be. Okay. So, all right. Because for me, my favorite movie is what mood I'm in at that moment.
Right.
Am I in a Lord of the Rings kind of mood? Am I in the whatever? Don't give me a look.
Spaceballs, one of my favorites.
Am I in a Spaceballs mood? Whatever kind of mood I'm in. So, we get to the last staff meeting, and she opens up with, "Okay, I'm gonna read. Check your sheets, and the winner will get this." And she's reading them off, and she says, "And Dave likes," and she says the movie. I'm gonna get to it. I'm not telling what it is for a reason. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, she says it, and she goes, "No surprise there," and I was like, I had this look like, what is that supposed to mean kind of thing? And she looks at me and she gives me a look back like, dude, no surprise there.
Okay.
So I'm like, I thought I was this man of mystery. No one could figure out who I am. So I get back to my classroom later and I text my daughter and I tell her the story. The principal is this her favorite movie, and when she read mine out loud, she said, no surprise there. And I didn't tell her what the movie was, and my daughter comes back, so was it Monty Python? It's like, oh! So apparently I'm really not a man of mystery.
I was going to say Spinal Tap, but...
So that's what my wife said too, which could have been, it just didn't pop in my head. So I said, well, I'm trying to be, I guess I'm not as mysterious as I thought. And she said, look, don't take this the wrong way, but when I think of you, mysterious is not the word that comes to mind.
I'm sorry, but neither.
Okay. Damn. So
and Monty Python
fake mustache and trench coat wouldn't do it?
No.
Still not going to be mysterious.
No.
All right.
Did you ever see the Broadway thingy?
No, Spam-A-Lot?
Oh, it was awesome.
I haven't had a chance to.
I went to it. Oh, amazing. It's a flesh wound.
Well, it's one of those ones that gets done all the time now.
Yeah,
So I will at some point get to see it, the stage version.
I got to see it when it first came here to Rochester.
Just yesterday, just finished reading this thing about they're trying to do Life of Brian as a musical.
Your cat? What?
No. Yeah. And John Cleese is the one who's like kind of...
Wait, isn't that about the football player?
Life of Brian? No. You're thinking of Brian's song.
Okay. Oh, I'm like, how do you put that into a musical?
No, but dude, actually someone put that as one of their favorite movies. Yeah, I know.
It had to be a guy.
No. Actually, when they read him off, it was actually a staff member. At first, when I saw it, I was like, who the fuck picked
had to be
Brian's
a personal
song?
reason.
Brian's song, for those who don't know, it's a movie from the 70s about Gail Sayers, and Brian, I can't remember the dude's last name. Brian, well, that's Brian's song. Brian, blah, blah, who were both football players, and the Brian guy ended up getting cancer and dying from that, and he was friends with Gail Sayers, who was a Hall of Fame running back. And there was this really kind of sappy football movie, about this guy getting cancer and dying. So when someone said that was their favorite movie, I did kind of go, who the fuck picked Brian's song? Right. Turned out being a staff who had just come back from having cancer.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Okay.
It's like, man, that's the one you picked, though. Huh? All right. Fair enough. Well, I got lost where I was going with that.
We were asked recently at the end of our school year is what our favorite song is to describe our school year. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
I suck at that sort of thing. I don't tie stuff like that.
We did it. We were in a team meeting, and so everybody, of course, was saying what they want to put down, which nobody could actually put down. Like, another one bites the dust. There's a song out about a pill. That was one about, now I got to take a pill for stress. I don't know.
I have no idea.
Horrible one. I put in 3 Little Birds. That was my song. I actually have a plaque that has it on there, and sometimes I have to look at it before I have a meeting with certain people. I don't know why this song popped into my head. I'd be like, I'm my grandpa now. I'm my own grandpa? Yeah. Oh my God, you know that song? We play it on the Stuart Pedes and Stuart Pedes Radio. God. First time I heard this, no lie, we're in the minivan, mind you. 3 kids born at this point, and it's Disney's favorite songs, and on comes I'm my own grandpa. That was on the Disney Channel or something? No, it was a Disney cassette tape. Wow. It had Dozy Dotes and Nosy Dotes and Little Lambs Eat Ivy. It also had the one about the goat eating, and it had all the normal songs. I'm my own grandpa, and it was sung by, I think, Goofy. I don't know, it was somebody in the Disney family. Oh, okay. And I remember we were singing along with it. And you know my family history. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. And my grandson, we're like, oh my God. We actually followed it, and it was true. We did, like a family tree kind of thing. Did a flow chart to see if it was actually true, and it actually makes sense. But it was on a Disney, along with all these other, like a doe, a deer, a female deer. Those songs, it was on there. I'm my own grandpa. So if you haven't heard of this, go YouTube it, or if you really want to sit around waiting, because there's over 2,000 songs on Stuart Pedes Radio, it will pop up eventually. But it was it's in the library. It was on a kids' Disney tape for the Disney Channel. And it actually happens in real life. Oh, to some degree. You could, I think in my family it happened close, but I know. It's pretty Jerry Springer over here. I'm trying to think.
Well, okay, Carrie, there's the rumored thing.
Oh, no,
Right.
I'm not talking that.
No, I'm not either, but I'm just saying that's the only thing I could think of that's Springerish in my family.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry.
Oh no, I
sorry,
got more. I
Well,
win.
that's fine. I'm just the
I
thing
win.
that I'm close.
My grandson has a bruzin, so
Whatever.
half brother, half cousin. So
Whatever.
my own. No, I'm not kidding.
I'm not saying
Truly
you
is.
are. I'm not
That's
saying
what I'm
you're
saying.
leaving
I'm my own grandpa. Just
I'm my own cousin now.
yeah.
All right. Well, it's fair enough.
I'm my own father.
Look, man, if you're just minding your own business and everybody around you's marrying and procreating, you got nothing to do with it. What are you supposed to do?
You know what? As long as you got somebody positive in your life, who the hell
Right.
cares what they're called?
That's right.
You know.
I'm gonna call this a hot take. I don't bring this up very often. How am I gonna say this? Why not?
Go ahead, do it.
I don't have a problem with incest. So let me finish.
How so?
Listen, let me finish.
Let's
Yeah.
clarify.
Well, first of all, a lot of time that word is used.
Parent-child, I have an issue with.
Well, let me give you all
Please
the
do.
parameters. Okay.
Okay.
So if it's non-consensual, it's rape no matter what.
Oh, obviously.
So yeah, but a lot of folks immediately think incest is something that's not consensual.
It's
not always.
They don't. You're right.
And if it's
Well-
if it's something that's going to be weird genetically in terms of procreation, yeah, you probably shouldn't do that.
Right.
Right. But if it's two adults,
And you're talking all
consenting
consensual.
adults, all
Okay.
consenting who are just like getting each other off, who cares?
Totally. If it's consensual, then I see no barriers to anything.
That's what I'm saying. And
Agreed.
but we have that
Agreed.
ick thing, the same kind of ick thing when people
That's
talk.
on them. Like for me, it's ick. Maybe it's not ick for them.
Right. Well,
Go for
obviously,
it.
or maybe
Whatever.
they're into ick.
But
Maybe it's the ick thing that makes it so
the
sexy.
key is, what's the word?
I don't know.
They both agree.
Consensual.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's the key word.
Yes.
Then
no question.
I'll be honest with you. I have no.
But technically, legally, or by definition, it's still incest. But if it's like just for
But
recreation,
if you're
and
not
it's
procreating, because the incest, the issue with it is creating the too many of the
Yeah.
genetic issues.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Then I
If
understand.
that's not an issue. That's where I don't understand people with like wanting to know what people do for sex and be able to say whether it's appropriate or not.
Yeah.
Like I don't
And-
understand why people need to know.
And
Unless it's inappropriate, like a
it's
child.
the same kind of thing to me in my perspective. But like the same thing, I don't have skin in the game here, no pun intended. So I'm not going to go flying a flag going incest is okay.
No.
That's not my jam.
I think
right?
what you mean is consent is what matters.
Yeah, of course.
End
That's
of
always
story.
been. That's always
End
been.
of story.
Absolutely.
Well, not a lot of people see it that way,
Right.
Because they have what they call statutory, where there is consent, but you can still be legally
Yeah,
liable.
that, and I have
And
to
that's
admit,
where it gets gray.
and not that I spend hours thinking about this, but I have gone down that road intellectually, and I haven't come up with a conclusion.
I
to
have
that.
a person in my family who has been affected by that,
So-
and it has ruined their life.
So it
Because when you look at it, it comes across like when you get a label for that, it's a label of sex offender. They don't give details unless you look further.
okay, that's not where I was going.
So,
but okay, yeah.
okay. So,
Yeah.
things if it's consensual, but there's the age difference, within a year.
Right.
That's
'Cause-
where
so
it's-
like New York, the consent age is 17.
Yeah.
So if you have that 16-year-old and 17-year-old,
Yes.
you run, there's stories of that happening all the time.
Yes.
And that's right. And my thing has always been like, I know some 15-year-olds who are intellectually and emotionally more mature than a lot of adults I know.
Exactly, but
Some of our own
but it
family
can
members.
ruin some people's lives,
Right, so-
because
But I also understand like how can you construct the law
I agree.
to help the 15-year-olds who can't make those decisions.
And then-
so I don't know where that is. And so I've had many jobs where I do a lot of driving. So you let your mind go places.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So there's been times, I'm not saying on a daily basis, but there's been times where I've let myself go down this path and I have not come with a conclusion like, well, this is what should be done. I have no idea.
There
what to
is
do
no
with that.
answer, because then you also have to protect the kids.
Yeah.
And I'm also in that category as well. So I know somebody who got hurt on one side. I also have been experienced it on the other side.
Yeah.
So there is no easy answer. But I will
That's not
say,
acceptable, Carrie Ann.
But I will say,
Black and
even
white,
though,
right and wrong,
even
A
though it
or
affects
B.
my family personally, I think the status quo might be the best way to go, because it's better for more people to have a label than the wrong people not having the right label, if that makes sense.
I don't know enough.
Yeah.
I would like to say something that I think is a conclusion, but I don't think I know enough to make it a conclusion. It was just me talking out of my ass. So
Yeah, it's just,
which hasn't stopped me before. I don't know what's stopping me now. I don't.
it's just, it's so easy to judge people from situations without knowing a lot of the details. But it's also easy to get away with things by sliding through the details. So I don't know. I'm if we don't have the laws, then a lot of people get abused. So you know what I mean?
Oh, I'm not saying we shouldn't have.
I think
that.
it's worth
I
the few that I don't know.
I would like to think that maybe we could have, this is going to sound stupid. All right, I'm just riffing, okay? I'm not saying this is the solution. So maybe we could have like a review board.
There you go.
Now, who would be on this board is because that could
would be
get,
scary.
right, that's what I'm saying. That could be the slippery slope that, we get a bunch of evangelistic people on there and then we're all going to hell kind of thing.
Yeah, but if somebody is willing to take the extra time to move forward to get it changed, they should have the opportunity to be able to at least have a way to do that.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I don't even know if there is one.
If
but if they have the ability to think that far forward, then they clearly may not be what this law was intended
Right. So
to.
let's say if it was that situation where like you're 16 and your girlfriend's 16, for some
And
reason
you're
I'm making sure it's the
19.
guy. Or no, let's say you're 16 and you're both 16 and you turn 17.
Yeah.
Now, if you were to have sex, it was legal like last week, and now you turn 17. Now it's illegal.
And the thing is, the judge has control, but the parent also can force it.
So I would think at some point that person should be able to petition the court to have that
After the fact, agreed. Because I worry about saying, no, you shouldn't have that, because there's more times that it can be abused than it is this situation where it's just unfortunate. I'd rather protect people from being abused than causing the unfortunate situation to be annoyed.
That's tough. Yeah, but that's
because they can get out of it. But if this wasn't up there are so much worse. I'm not saying it right, but you know what like I'd rather have a member of my family have to go through an extra 10 hoops just because to keep those on the books to protect the people that it actually protects, even though it does annoy, it goes a little too far for some. But if there's a way to get around that, then
well, that's what I'm saying. If there was
but there is.
That's what I'm saying.
But there isn't.
Right.
But I still agree, even though it affects my family member, that in the big scheme, it's better to protect. It's better for protection.
So I think, could we summarize this by saying if there's somebody hot in your
protection.
family, pork away, as long as there's consent?
Just use protection.
Yeah, don't make kids and just make sure there's
Use
consent.
protection.
That's all.
And consent. And check IDs.
Check IDs.
Unfortunately, people don't always tell you how old they really are.
That's hot, Carrie. That's hot.
Well,
You're 19, right?
I'm close enough.
All right, fair enough. See?
I'm 19 if you want me to be 19.
Keep drinking some wine.
Yeah, right.
All right, no problem. All right, so now I started with a story. Now, should we talk about something that's in the news?
What?
I'm totally changing the subject.
Wait, it depends. What is it?
The submarine.
Oh my gosh. I just watched some footage about it. It's so
What?
sad. Just where it was found on the bottom of the ocean floor, and just the people that were in it and what happened. And one of the guys that ran it actually died in the implosion, but he was quoted as being remembered as somebody who breaks the rules. And that's what they're saying, is that the actual vessel itself wasn't necessarily
It was a tin can.
basically, yeah.
You went to the bottom of the ocean in a tin
Right.
can.
Basically. But now they're
All right, we're back on, but just to let you know, there's plenty of special stores at stuartpedasso.com. For
Oh,
your special-
really?
You did not know this?
I did, but I didn't know how many.
At least 3 that off the top of my head. And actually, we have I'm sorry, this totally I hit pause for a second because I was just making a technical adjustment. And then the conversation we've had in the past on the show about microphones being phallic, that got us on a tangent. And now we're talking.
That was
we're
the
back
first
to
I heard
sex
that. So I had to comment on
Yeah, it's all good. So, no, we actually in the email box, my mailbox is an offer to sign on to another sex toy store to be an affiliate. So we'll probably be adding another one to our already growing stable at stuartpedasso.com. We have a bunch of stores. You can not only get things for the sexy time, but you can get
For alone time?
beer or with someone else. Actually, We Vibe really focuses on partner toys.
Well, I'm for some reason my mind went to AI and sex toys. I don't know why, but I think it's about to come out.
Oh, it has been.
Oh, it has?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. To degrees. It's just not out there. But yeah, it's been.
It could save a lot of women a lot of trouble. Sorry, no offense.
Look. All right. I'm about to try this really bad wine, so.
With some cork in it.
With some cork in it. So, yeah, it looks a little weird.
If you can get past the coffee smell.
I don't mind coffee smell. I mean,
Oh, maybe
it's a Merlot.
it was mixed with the other wine. My first glass, it was better because of that. Because this isn't so.
All right. It's not the best I've ever had, but I'll drink it. It was free.
Exactly.
Damn, sorry. Well, we'll come back to the summary in a minute because I definitely have some takes on that. But, damn it, sex toys. So,
AI and sex toys.
oh yeah, no, there's been some stuff. It even started with there's remotes now, remote
I know,
powered,
but they've
and
had-
we've reviewed them here at the Stuart Pedasso Show.
But did they have AI?
No, not at the time, but
Right. That's what I'm saying.
no, there's been.
Because they've had a lot of robots and all that kind of stuff that is
Mm-hmm.
so. But you add in AI to it.
Oh, I know where I was going.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Well, all I was going to say is, so
You go there.
Look, I don't think it's on Yelp, but I've gotten decent reviews.
Jesus Christ.
What?
I'm sorry.
That's you. Are you laughing because you don't believe it, or
No, I'm laughing because I can't imagine somebody giving me reviews.
on Yelp? Okay. How many stars? How many stars
Ever.
would you get, Carrie? How many stars do you think you would get?
God.
Out of 5.
I was married. Does that count?
So what would the review be?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I've never asked.
Well,
do I need
know.
a do
You
I
don't
need
to
a
ask.
do I need an exit ticket for people?
No,
Do I
you-
need
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
a customer satisfaction survey?
Yes, that's.
I can
if
do it
you
on a
were-
Google sheet. I know how to do Google Docs
We're just
now.
look, Carrie. We're just having a conversation. If there were,
I'm gonna do it now.
how many stars do you think you would get?
Out of how many?
5. Let's say 5. That seems to be the standard.
Now or in the beginning? No. I'd say 4. 4.5.
Now,
If I were into it, yeah.
well, yeah, sure.
3 if I'm not.
You know, it'd be sad if it was the other way around. If I'm into it, if my stars go down, oh, that's not good. Man, I was really into it. 2 stars.
So wait a minute. We have to quantify.
I don't know.
Is it the stars according to the receiver or the giver? Because there's a difference.
However, if
Would the person receiving the stars they would give, or how much I would?
what do you think other people would rate you?
Oh yeah, easy 4.5.
You were so not sure until we.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Okay, fair enough.
There are videos. You can learn how to do anything. Guys are easy. Sorry, they are. If you're looking to please, it's not hard to do.
Are you saying like you have an OnlyFans or something? What do you?
Oh fuck no.
Oh, okay. You said there are
fuck
videos. I was like,
No. You can learn how to do anything.
oh, I thought you meant
You know
like.
what I'm saying? No,
I thought you
there's
meant.
porn. Guys are easy. Guys are easy to please. I'm sorry. It's harder the other way around. Honestly, I've never been with a woman, but I am curious.
Okay, I don't.
You know
I
what
understand.
I mean, though, right?
I'm not gonna. Yes and no. Yes, I do understand. And I think we've had this discussion on the show before at some point. I mean, it's been 15 years.
Well,
so
guys
we'd
are
have to-
physical, so it's easy to do physical.
Yeah, but I also think it's not as difficult to I hate this term, but I'm just going to use it anyway. I don't think it's as hard to please a woman as it's made out to be, only because most guys don't fucking pay attention.
Agreed.
If guys would just
way easier to please any guy. Do you agree? Why else would there be prostitutes that are all women?
Well, okay, we're generalizing. If we're generalizing,
right? So capitalism will tell you.
So here's where I become a man of mystery again, Carrie.
Oh, shit.
I don't know.
You're not, but okay. You try.
No, I think
you go. You try.
I think in this realm, I might be a man of mystery.
Go ahead.
I don't know if this is a place where I'm going ahead on this one. I have issues. We'll just leave it at that.
With
being pleased
as a man.
That's all I got. Yeah, I haven't been pleased as a woman. What do you mean?
I'm sorry.
Well, I said that to be funny, but
it was funny.
Okay,
totally didn't get that. Oh, so really, I thought guys were either very binary. It's either yes or no.
No,
some better than others, but
dude, I'm way all up in my head.
Really?
Oh,
so then I guess I must not know as much as I think I know.
No, but I know what you're talking about. There are guys that
right.
Yeah.
Guys can they flip a switch and it can be all physical.
No conscience.
No problem.
Right. No.
So there are guys that there's more to it than just physical. Huh?
Oh, yeah, no, I'm totally in my head.
Okay.
Totally in my head.
That's not common. So but you understand what I'm saying. You know guys that's they can put a bag on a girl's head and they're all good. So you're like, who can't please someone like that?
See how stupid people are. If you put a bag over a girl's head, you're missing out on so much.
But they're
I know what you're
objective.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah.
I was being that guy for a minute.
I know you were. And I was trying to not let you go there.
No, that's fine. I was being sensitive, man.
I was trying not to let you be one.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. It's fine.
Perpetuate the
stereotype.
There you go. Thank you. That would be it.
No, so anyway, go get your sex toys at stuartburdasco.com. Speaking of capitalism.
Or not.
If
you're a female, you need them because your guy doesn't know what to do.
There's some, just how? My God.
Kidding. I'm kidding.
I will say this. God, if you're out there, dude, and you have no idea what to do, there's the internet.
Well, here's the problem. No. Here's the problem is they're probably with women that are just like, they feel so bad for them. They're like, oh, let's just get this over with. Oh, I need to be honest to God? Well, sometimes it's just easier. And then you don't want to hurt their feelings. And then you're married to them. And then I'm just kidding. No. Oh, shit. No, I do not mean that.
No one's listening. Don't worry.
Okay, good.
Tens of people.
Tens of people. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's just different. I've actually thought about this a lot lately because I'm in the dating world again after being married for 20 years. And it's not a pretty thing out there.
Aww.
Not a pretty thing.
No.
Because there are so many people that are it's hard to meet people, especially because we just came out of COVID, right? So the best way to do it now, they're telling you, actually I went to the hair salon. My friend from high school owns this salon. So it's a bunch of women. I usually go in early and I stay the entire day. So they all talked me into signing up for an online dating website.
See, I was going to ask you, so what have you been doing, if you don't mind me asking? Okay.
I did it. They helped me fill it all out.
I promise we're going to come back to the submarine. I promise. It's okay.
One of the younger girls that are there that just got out of high school, so she's there to do, a little bit of training. So she was explaining to me what website her dad goes on.
Aww.
Yeah.
I see commercials on the TV.
So we're getting all these different, so you hear all these. So it's like, you go to, so I don't know. So I went on a few websites. They helped me build my profile, and it has not been successful.
Do you want to put it out there? Which one?
I've been on. The two that they suggested was Bumble, and then they said to go on to Tinder, but wear a bulletproof vest basically, because Tinder gives you a ton of people. You really got to sift through them. But the problem with the other ones is most people go on Tinder because it's free.
Okay.
And then Bumble was the other one that she said that her dad went on. So I went on that one.
Doesn't Bumble where
the woman
makes has to
the first move? Yeah. But I'm also on, and I don't know how many people are familiar with, Are We Dating the Same Guy website. They have it for Rochester. They have it for upstate New York. And it's a website on it's a link. It's a group on Facebook that you can post a guy's picture and you have no idea. I've already been in a situation where somebody was posted as somebody that I know that I had gone out with a couple of times and then realized, oh shit, he's fucking married because of this group.
Well, I get the married part. That I think that's a.
So there's a lot of guys out there that use these websites to hook up with women that aren't honest. So
Right.
It's really hard to date right now. Very hard to date right now. So this one group is really nice, and they have one for upstate New York. They have one for Buffalo, Rochester area. They have one for just Rochester. And there's actually been a lot of good stories on here. There's been some women that have been very supportive of each other, which is really nice because the guys are lying, just lying. And it's so sad how common it is. So the women got together and they formed this group and they're calling the guys out.
Interesting. So because I know where I'm going here. So this would be for people who are interested in a monogamous relationship.
It's for anybody who wants to.
Well, because what I'm saying is because what we've done over this past
We've had
year.
married people put their husbands on and have gotten hits.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So because the show has gone to like the Erotic Arts Festival and we've talked to people who are into a different type of scene.
Oh no, these are people that say it's a different scene.
Yeah.
But the female, the other partner doesn't realize.
Right. No,
So-
that's not this.
so
This scene I'm talking about is like
That's
total
consensual.
open communication.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And there are guys that actually put that right up front, and that's awesome.
And that's
I love
in
that.
fact that is the key. I think that almost everyone we talked to that weekend we were at the festival
Mm-hmm.
and beyond when we've continued to interact with some folks there in that community is all about openness and consent without question.
Absolutely. And that's the point of a lot. Like I can show you some of these women are so supportive of each other, but then there's a few people that will let the guy know that they've been posted and then show him with screenshots. And then we use our names. Some of us do. And there's some retaliation. We've had some, what do you call them? Protective.
An order of protection kind
Order
of thing?
protections being done. We've had.
People need lives, man.
Well,
Jesus.
no, these people are very. I just don't understand. I just don't
that's
understand.
what I'm saying.
And it's a game for some, and it's a
Right.
predatory type thing. And I love the fact that the women in Rochester have gotten together, not just Rochester, but that women are able to do this because we're protecting each other. Because I think it's very different, women and men. And there are women that don't fit the bill. Trust me, I know.
Who suck, not in a good way.
Right. Or if you're a guy, they do.
No, I'm saying the ones who don't in a good way.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Totally got
Okay.
it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Boop, boop. I don't know. It's I don't know. It's nice to see people supporting each other. But it's sad to see how many people try to get away with shit. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's a...
Like they said that the internet and Facebook and social media, oh my God, it's ruining marriages and family because it allows the guy. Well, there's the other side to that. Well, it also allows the wives and the other parts of the families to check up. So,
Well, Carrie, I think we don't have to get into detail, but we both know from firsthand experience that even back in the day before the internet, guys and gals did fucked up shit to each other.
you think?
Yeah, just
You
a little,
think?
right?
But this,
Not mentioning any names.
Well, there's a lot. I'll be honest with you. There's a lot. I was shocked at how many that I've read recently, and I must be this naive. There's a lot of people that go into these dating websites and they're looking to get money from people or get information
Really?
to steal identities. Yes, I can't.
Oh, that's
I can't
interesting.
believe how many people, even in the Rochester area. I need to borrow money after that, and then they find out that it was a total lie and they were just trying to get money from it.
Capitalism, man.
Yes. So that's what I love about this group, is because the women are like, yeah, fuck that. Like,
Well, sure.
let's talk to each other. And there's some women that will always be women haters. I hate to say it, but you know,
All about the drama.
it's the way to get ingratiate themselves with the men, whatever. But at the end, there's more women that are supporting each other than not. And there's a lot of women that are just like, you know, here's what I, and they're sharing like, they're sharing a lot of contacts. They're sharing places like the Willow House. They're sharing a lot of, and information for other women to know this is an abusive person. Like, keep an eye out for this, keep an eye out for that. And it's
So
not a
this
bad
would
thing.
be like an inappropriate time to suggest that maybe you guys got together and had like a pillow fight or something. Sorry.
All the women
Yeah, that's us.
in our baby doll.
Of
jammies.
course. That's just a given.
While we were singing the song from Greece, right?
You can say whatever the fuck you want.
I don't care. And there we go with the difference between men and women.
What? You wouldn't want me in a pillow fight?
Not really. No, not in information. But if you want to tell me or rub my feet at any point in time, I'm loving that any day. It's guys and women and men are so different. Men are so visual and physical. It's amazing.
Actually, I'm less visual than I am something else.
You think?
Yes,
Compared to a woman, no.
maybe.
But compared to other men, yes. Okay, I get it. Well, I'll be honest. A lot of what I've been learning recently with the pronouns and all this stuff is looking at the world in a whole different viewpoint than I ever did. That the kids of this generation are seeing the world. Like, we've always been binary, and people aren't binary. You know, men and women. You can't say men are this way, women are this way.
You know, it's funny.
'Cause it's not true.
Yeah, but you know what? It's funny. Think of how many more people would be less binary if
A lot.
if we weren't raised. And that's the thing, is that the generations coming up now are not as strict with that.
Yeah.
But in our age,
Yeah.
it wasn't even drilled into us. It's just that's the way it was. It wasn't even thought of as like there was alternates.
And what was
alternatives.
considered feminine, I never identified with, so I thought there was something wrong with me. Because what was considered feminine, you know, the homemaker, the putting on makeup, and the girly girl, I wasn't like that. So I always thought there was something wrong with me. You know what I mean? And you know, some people that are more feminine. We don't need to name names, but people like to do dancing. Somebody you're related to, that's more of the feminine, as opposed to
Hold on. Who
like
you
your sister.
Oh, yeah, I was going to turn the mics off for a second. Yeah, well, my sister.
She's what you would consider more of a feminine persona, right?
Okay.
Very, you know, whereas I was more, not necessarily more feminine, because I was not into the dancing and I always thought that there was something wrong with me because I didn't find that interesting at all. Give me a math equation or give me, you know what I mean? But I thought that made me less feminine. I'm not less feminine. I'm just a different. And what I like about this generation is it's not feminine. It's just, this is who you are.
Right.
And it's okay. And it's funny, in my marriage, they used to call my husband, they used to say my husband had a strong feminine side and I was more like the man in the marriage. But that's not it. He's just as much a man and I'm just as much a woman, but we were at different ends of those spectrums, maybe. But the fact that people saw us as it being wrong or different is an issue. That I like that this generation doesn't have that as an issue at all. In fact, I think I probably at this point would probably call myself more of a they them, or they she her. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It really, I like the fact that we're thinking about it. I really do. I don't mean that we need to go to more than female male. I just like the fact that we're thinking about there's not one way to be male and one way.
Well, we're definitely in that time period where it's changing, so it's upsetting a lot.
But even in the gay community,
no,
what
but
used
anywhere,
to be
right.
obvious isn't obvious. Like, there are people that are finally saying, "Yeah, I'm gay. I don't look like I'm gay, but I've had to hide." You know, why does it have to be one or the other? Like, there is no way to be gay. You know what I mean? why can't we just be?
Well, it's a period of transition. I think that
It scares so many people.
Yeah, and when you have
really scares
when
them.
you have changes like that, there's a lot of conflict, and I think it down the road, like when we're in the old people's home, hoping to bust out of there, I think it'll be a lot more.
My kids promised
settled
to never be there.
Yeah, well, that was
They lie.
Rather go to jail than die in a nursing home. Yeah. That was our chance.
Yeah.
So, I just think we're in the middle of that transition, so it looks there's a lot more upheaval.
I'm excited about it. I know that our generation is really making life hard for these guys, but I think they will prevail in the end.
Well, damn it, Carrie, go to stuartburdasco.com, check out our links, and you can get yourself a strap-on and peg whoever the fuck you want, man.
No, I don't want to go that way. I'm
okay. Okay, well, that's
anywho.
fine, too. That's fine, too. There's other things there as well.
So, yeah, okay.
To peg or be pegged, that is the question. I think I need a skull in my hand or something.
Or we should all be stabbing. Oh, no, that was Julius Caesar. Wrong play.
Whatever.
Wrong play.
Mix whatever you want. We don't care. We have no class.
Shakespeare.
Yeah.
It's all Shakespeare.
All right. I didn't get a lot of cork, so this isn't too bad. But
That's what she said.
yeah.
It's actually not that bad after you had the other bottle first. Everything tastes good.
Okay.
I think I have all the cork.
Do you?
I'm pretty sure.
Good for you.
Yeah.
So back to the submarine people, if that's all right.
Damn.
Well, we can keep talking about dildos if you want.
No. The submarine people. Like, there was a father and son. And it's funny because the mother was originally supposed to go, not the father.
So,
And at the last minute, they switched. You knew that, didn't you?
what?
That
No,
the mother and father switched?
No.
Yeah.
I didn't really get into. I didn't care that much.
I put the news on as background when I do puzzles on my phone. So
Well, all I'm saying is no. All I'm saying, I've heard about it. I've read about it. I'm not saying I don't know about it.
I don't actually watch the news but it's in the background, and sometimes I pay attention.
Well, okay, sorry, another plug. What I'll say is we've actually added to the list of to the resources at coolcatsforchange.com, the new endeavor in the Stuart Burdasco empire, where you can go and take action to try to change the world. But we also have a list of news sources that aren't your typical MSNBC, and it's not CNN, and
sometimes
Fox
I
and stuff
go
like
through
that.
3 of them, and
Yeah.
if the same story is on all 3, I know it's a legitimate story. And it's so much time consuming.
Well, this is actually might not even be that, because here's a lot of times I just don't trust the corporate news sources.
Either do I.
So these, I've taught this in my classes before, and I will again very soon in a couple of weeks. You can't be not biased.
Nope.
It's
Agreed.
impossible.
Agreed.
In fact, you think, I'm not biased. If a bear walked into the room, you better be biased, or else the bear is going to eat you.
Yep.
You're biased that bears are dangerous, and that saves your life, right?
Kind of goes back to trauma. Same idea.
Yeah.
Everybody has these. Yep. Go ahead.
Right. So it's understanding that everybody has that bias, and it's again, and I was making a joke about it just a few minutes ago, but it's true, and it's another thing I've been trying to get into all my classes, even when I was teaching science, is that you have schools tend to we are trained to prefer right and wrong, black and white, A and B, and that's it. And that most of the world, there isn't that. It's gray. That even if there's a quote right answer, there's still some. Well, when we were talking about statutory rape and things like that, right?
Exactly.
We want to say, bam, that's the cutoff date. But then you get that, well, they were together when they were 16 and one just turned 17 early. Is that fair? And it's that, you want right and wrong, black and white. Sometimes there's gray.
Right.
So, so news sources, even though I have this list of different places to get news, I will still say there's bias there. And there's stuff that I look and I'd say, well, I know there's a couple of people whose reporting I very, very much respect, but they seem to be kind of on the anti-vax kind of phase a little bit about that. But all their international news stuff that they report on is really straight on. And I got to kind of chill my ass out and go, okay, just because I don't agree with them on this part, I got to look at this other stuff where they do the research and they have the sightings and all that jazz, and I get them down with it. But when I just see their posts about, the government's forcing us to put chips in our neck, I'm like, all right, dude. But I look, it's,
Yeah.
So anyway, there's a coolcatsforchange.com. I was able to start, because I've been putting actions up there for people to take, but now there's actually some resources for you to get news from other places, and then very soon there'll be resources about alternatives to capitalism, and it's just going to be this one-stop shop. But for right now, there's already tons of stuff there. But
do you really think we can get away from capitalism?
Maybe not in our lifetime, but it's not going to happen if it doesn't start getting shipped away now. It's not going to be like Monday there's capitalism, Tuesday there's not.
Right. Oh, so good point. Yeah.
So unless we do the dirty work,
and that's the thing that's so frustrating in a lot of these things. It's so hard to change an established way, and it's almost like you have to wait till it burns to the ground to rebuild.
And you just
education in our country.
The goal is chipping. People for years have been asking, well, do you really think the Green Party can do anything? It's like, dude, I don't know. And you know what? Maybe not in my lifetime, but if my daughter's going to run as a Green, hint, hint, then
no pressure.
She's not going to be able to do anything if I don't do this dirty work now.
And that's how everything. And that's the thing. It's being in it for the long haul.
If I don't get my ass beat now, my daughter can't make the shit happen in 20 years.
There you go.
Even though I'm in this knowing that I'm still going to have people, oh, you're not a Democrat, I can't do anything you say, that's fine. In 20 years from now, because I've had people go, wow, Dave, you were right. Okay, cool. What are we going to do about it now?
Right.
So I'm not looking for aha moments. I'm just like, I'll do the dirty work now. Same thing with Cool Cats for Change.
Kill the messenger. You're willing to be the
Yeah, go ahead.
Kill
go
me
for
all
it.
you want.
So anyway, there's some news sources there now you can go ahead and check out, and there's a whole bunch of things that StuartPedasso.com has stuff for you. Cool Cats for Change now has it, and even if you just need some music to listen to, there's Stuart Pedasso Radio, because that's how giving I am.
Yeah, you haven't asked me to put music up, though.
What do you mean? What would you like?
You wouldn't like my music.
No? What would you play for me?
Oh, top
I'm
40?
Your grandpa now.
Top 40?
I'm my own grandpa now.
No, you're your own grandpa. You're not my grandpa.
I'll be everybody's grandpa. I'll be anything you want me to be. What would you like?
Are we role-playing?
Yeah, whatever you like. I will do whatever you like.
Can you be the teacher and I be the teacher?
Absolutely.
And we can argue about curriculum?
Well,
because that's so fun.
I thought maybe we'd go through some professional development, if you know what I'm saying. Are you going to make me do this now? Because I could do this all day.
You want to develop? Oh, go. Let's see what you got.
No. I got to be minorly careful.
Yeah, you might want to be careful.
Mm-hmm. All right, so
Boom.
Rich People in a Tin Can. Back to I'm really not that. There was a boat in Greece that sunk with all these migrants, and no one's reporting about it.
It's on the news.
A little bit.
I've seen it a lot. Although I do look at the bottom.
But, we're sending navies out to look for the rich folk.
I know.
And so,
that's where you're going with it. And that is what I wanted to point out about this whole submarine. I was like, what about these other people?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I don't,
see? Okay.
I'm not, look.
They paid to die. I hate to say it that way. They knew the risks.
Yeah.
They paid to go down there. Now the immigrants trusted somebody and paid them. It's a little different. I don't know.
So look,
I said immigrants. I meant migrants.
Here's the thing. So for me, okay, and I'm not going to be. I think if you listen to the show enough, you know that I'm not saying because this is the way I think. The reason you don't think the way I think is because you don't understand. I hate when people do that to me. They say, Dave, you just don't understand. It's
right.
Like, no,
you didn't understand.
Running for office, I've actually said that. No, I understand. I don't agree with you. There's a difference.
I understand you're wrong.
Please don't tell me what I understand. I know what I understand, don't understand. I just don't agree with you. I've actually said that on debates and shit.
That's actually a good comeback.
Yeah. It's like, no, I get what you're going at. I don't agree with it. Mm-hmm. So, look, people die every day. Mm-hmm. And in senseless ways, way too early.
Apparently during the Renaissance, they were killing each other.
Yeah.
I had no clue how bad it was.
Yes.
Jeez.
Yes.
Nothing like now.
Right. So Look, I will not weep for rich folks dying in a tin can. I just won't. Do I want anyone to die? No, I will. I can blanketly.
Obviously,
I will come to the. Well, it's not obvious for everybody.
Well, it should be.
I will say this in a serious way too, but I'm not disavowing my commitment to Black Lives Matter. I will say all lives matter, even the rich folk who hoard wealth. But when they die from doing stupid rich people things, I don't have pity. I don't. Stop hoarding your fucking wealth, and maybe I'd have some more sympathy for you.
Well, not only that, but you chose the danger. You chose the danger. You chose to do it. It's no different than...
If hoarding money wasn't exciting enough for you, you had to go down to the bottom of the ocean?
But the two don't go together. You do know that, right?
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
Carrie, can you and I afford to go down to this look at the Titanic?
Oh, okay. You do have a point. You're right. You're right.
I just... Look, you got all that money. The money
I'm
you
thinking
spent...
of the people that go to space right now.
Same
privately.
thing. Same thing.
And
Look,
what they can do with that money is amazing.
Look, don't...
And if they blow up, too bad.
And we've talked about...
Like, I feel bad for it. No, don't get me wrong. But it's like... I don't know. It's not... There's so much more you can do with what you have for others instead of for yourself.
That's the mindset.
But
that mindset that if you have the money because you're a better person, you worked harder,
One of the things that I'm finding out by going back and relearning history is that humans are assholes.
Yeah.
And it's all about what you can get from other people and how you can take advantage. And our modern day is not as bad as it used to be. There were people that are a lot more ruthless, or maybe it was just more obvious. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But human nature seems, this is not new. And I, for some reason, thought it was new. It's not new. And we are not a very kind species. And we are definitely predators.
Well, okay. The original, like when humans first started coming together, humanoids, whatever, okay. And if there's any paleontologists out there listening, feel free to correct me. I'm not going to have it exactly right. But the earliest civilizations, and I'll put air quotes on civilizations, were more communal. Were people trying to help each just to survive, right? And it's when we progressed to the part of having excess of anything is when people started hoarding it.
There you go. And I think the best part of humanity is in the poor people. I don't know if that makes sense, but the people that have, maybe by choice or not, the very basic.
Comedians have done this for years where they've pointed out, I know I'm going to use this person's name from back in the day, so if you ever want to go look this up, you'll find it as Eddie Izzard, not what the name she's going by now. But even when Eddie Izzard was doing more stand-up, was doing stuff about how religions were that way a lot in terms of...
It's another thing I've been researching is the religions. Ooh, boy.
Yeah, well, as a way to control.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but I mean, like the religions of people who had money and had power, their religious ceremonies are very depressing and dour, whereas the religions of folks who are enslaved and had the worst lives tend to be more joyous, and it tends to be more, and it's just like this weird, like you wouldn't think it's that way, and just how different their versions of celebrating the religions are. The ones who've had way more trauma tend to be more outgoing and joyous, as opposed to the people who have all the power, and it's more the worst singing you've ever heard of dour stuff and, oh Lord, don't spite us,
Don't you think part of the Reconstruction and why it pissed them off that they did so well when they expected them not to?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, look, okay, and then Carrie.
And I don't even know how much of Reconstruction actually succeeded. They never taught me that part.
No, that's the thing. We were only supposed to teach that Reconstruction didn't work.
Yes, and that they couldn't handle it. It's so fucked up.
There was no successes that came out.
Because I remember thinking to myself when I met people that were of color, I remember thinking to myself, they're not retarded. They're not retarded. That's a very strong saying, but I remember that the impression was that they need extra help. Like, I don't know where that impression came from, but it just did. It's not like it was said overtly, but it was always like in the back. And I think it was purposely put there. Obviously.
Oh, absolutely.
Same with American Indians.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and from back and
I think I'm pretty smart, or not smart isn't the right word, intelligent. And I was fooled by a lot of crap.
But it's so again, we're back to black and white, A and B, right and wrong.
And the winners versus the losers. The winners get to tell the story.
Yes.
Big part of it.
So, so I'm a teacher, right? We know that.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
I know. Well, if you come to my class,
too,
that might be up for debate.
Occasionally.
But
yeah, I know. Same with mine.
So I'm a teacher, and sometimes I get to teach about history. And so I can teach what I know to be the truth. Mm-hmm. And some of that is in direct contradiction to what might be on the test. So you got to kind of, or what's on the test, I might be giving a little extra, a different perspective than the way the test is going. So
do you present it to the kids that way?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
And not for that. And I only say that because I've been doing more social studies than I ever have before, which I find absolutely amazing, interesting. Yeah. We've done a lot of World War II. I've been working with a lot of kids on that stuff. And I'm just shocked at how much I didn't know. I didn't know as much as I didn't know. That's a lot of didn't knows until I had to work with kids recently with the things that they're teaching. And they're actually teaching more truth, which is what I think is freaking out all these other people about. And in my classroom, we've talked about how they're talking about CLT or CRT. Sorry.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Combined like terms of CLT, just in case you know I'm a math teacher. But anyhow, that it's the kids see through it all. I'll be honest. They see it. They see right through all the worry about CRT and all of the kids see through it. They do. So I don't think that's as big of an issue as people think it is. I really do think that the kids see more than you realize because they've been teaching the truth for a while now.
Well, here.
Yes.
In our part of the United States, in our state of the United States. It will
eventually, because they brought this up, which is their own, they've shot themselves in the foot here. Because they brought it up, people have the ability to get information and make their own decisions or come to their own conclusions.
Well, okay, but think about, well, we were just talking about how we came up, right? Mm-hmm. So if you still live down in many places down south or even not south,
I can't speak to that because I don't know what it's like.
Well, right, but I'm just only seeing that the parents that are showing up at school board meetings and that stuff that's going viral. And
however, I will say that up here, it seems to be worse than down south, some of the reactions. Because it's never been brought up here, that it's new. And the people that are so upset about it, in my opinion, shock me. That there's so many people up around here that have an issue with teaching the truth.
Oh, I lost a job because of it.
It just baffles me. Because they've been hiding behind just not saying anything.
I mean, I don't give a shit now. I'll say that
and that fucking sucks.
That crisis from last year where I got run out of, I'll say, the Geneva City School District.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, supposedly was about this podcast, but only because on this show.
That was all they can get you on.
No, but I talked about some of the cool stuff I was doing. Now, I said it in the podcast way. They literally, like, when the lawyer was questioning me, and did you say, oh my God, it was so funny. When this lawyer, matronly with the big high neck thing and the big huge owl glasses, and she's like, and did you know that this show was called Home Orgy Kit? And I have to sit there with a straight face
you
going,
couldn't break out.
Right, I know, like, okay, sure, why not? I'm like, probably, that sounds right. I didn't, but I mean, I was totally stone-faced. I knew this was a serious thing, but it was like this old matronly woman quoting back my shit to me. So she had to sit there and listen to these shows.
But it comes off different coming from her, doesn't it?
Well, no, so
which is crazy.
So when somebody in charge, I'm assuming it's somebody on the school board there, found out that I have this podcast and they listened to the shows where I was really bitching about the gun awareness shit that they threw at us, which if you want to hear the show that got me fired, it's actually posted on our Patreon. So I know I'm doing all these plugs. So for like $1 a month, you can go listen to old shows that we had to take down. And looking back on it now, I shouldn't have taken them down, but at the time, minor panic mode. But I still have them all. And at some point, every now and then we post an old show. You can go to our Patreon, and for a whole $1 a month, you can listen to these old shows, including the one that got me fired. Somebody heard about the shit that I was teaching.
20 bottles, and you can, join.
Right. So, about the stuff I was teaching and how I was excited that I was putting stuff in these kids' minds that was blowing their minds in a good way, but they took it the way I was doing it on the podcast, the way I was talking about to make it sound exciting and entertaining, that I was fucking with kids.
Right.
So they used that as the excuse. And if I really wanted to fight it, I would have lost anyway because I didn't have tenure, so the union wasn't going to go too hard to the wall for me. But even they said that this was fucked up. Even the guy, well, I won't say who, somebody there on the inside said, this sucks.
Yeah.
So that's not, fuck it. That city can fucking fall into the lake that it's next to, and I couldn't care less.
But
whatever.
I don't know. The kids know more than we realize. The kids really, I'm scared, but feel good at the same time. I don't know. They just.
Carrie, I don't have a name for this show.
Are we done?
Well, yeah.
Are you shutting me off?
An hour.
Oh.
We keep talking, but I don't want to kill people with. I'm going to call this.
I need to use the bathroom. How about while you think? Oh.
Well, hold on.
Or here.
Okay, so stop playing with the mic. Please stop doing that.
2 hands. Sorry.
Wait till we're off the air.
Sorry.
All right. So we'll be back next week with something. I have no idea what. Melissa may still
highly doubt I'll be here.
Melissa may still be on assignment, but we'll see.
Oh, I might be here then.
Well, if you you're welcome anytime.
I don't know. After tonight, you might not want me back.
Please. We get to talk about dicks and stuff. What the hell? Is the cork stopping it up?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. All right. We might be done with the wine, too. All right. We'll be back next week with something. I don't know what, even if it's me just ranting about rich people in tin cans.
Ooh, we could talk about summer school.
Yeah, everybody wants to hear about that. Okay.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
No, actually, Rochester has a lot of good stuff. Do you talk about Rochester here?
Eh.
Okay.
Okay. I don't think our 2 listeners in Spain care too much about that, or Finland.
Oh, but Sweden might.
I don't know. We don't get to
Russia, but I don't know. They're in trouble as of yesterday. So, who knows?
They're always in trouble. They're the bad people.
Oh, stop
We're supposed to hate them. We hate them.
No, we do not. We hate the leader, not the people. It's the leader, not the people.
We don't have time. Okay, we'll be back next week with something. Thanks for tuning in.
Blame people for things they don't know.
StuartBardasso.com, CoolCatsForChange.com, and Stuart Bardasso Radio. We have all that shit. Really, there's food, clothing, and almost, I need shelter. I got something. Yes, we had the basics: food, clothing,
tents?
and shelter. Maybe I have to sell tents at Stuart Bardasso. All right, almost. We don't have shelter, but almost everything else you need to stay alive is there. So go check it out. We'll be back next week.
And sex toys.
And that's part of what you need.
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
Can't use them for shelter, but hey.
If you have enough of them.
Who needs
if you're committed. Anything can be shelter if you're committed, Carrie.
I'm sorry.
All right.
The female view of that and the male view of that, totally different.
What?
We don't need as much substantial things as you guys do.
If you had enough dildos, you could build a hut out of it.
You don't need that many.
To build a hut?
You can maneuver them to do what they need to be done. You don't need different sizes. You
A
need
hut?
one. I don't need a hut. Why do I need that many dildos?
To build a hut. Shelter. Food, clothing, shelter.
Oh, Jesus.
That's where...
I'm sorry. I was thinking female. I need to think male. Okay.
No, to get off.
You're right.
No, to get off. Yes, one is fine.
One is all you need.
But I was talking about shelter.
I know, but I'll get some garbage bags. I don't need to buy more dildos.
Well, you can't buy garbage bags at Stuart Bardasso.
Oh,
I'm trying to
can we add
provide
that,
for the people.
please?
Garbage bags?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll look at
For the stay.
maybe yurts. I'll sell yurts.
Oh, those are the best.
Okay, I'll look into yurts at
You need a
stuartprodesso.com.
yurt.
Okay.
I can. Yep.
Yurt Living is the name of our show.
I love it.
Peace out. Bye. Hi, I'm Dave from the Stuart Pedasso Show. I'm here with Cindy from the Gooch Sexual Health Clinic to talk about your sexual health. Hi, Cindy.
Hi, Dave. Thanks for having me on.
Sure thing. I hear that sex is fun, but it's also really important to your overall well-being. Is that true?
It sure is. And at the Gooch Clinic, we focus on the whole you, not just what's happening down there.
Tell me more.
Well, look at your diet. We make sure you and your partner are getting the nutrients you need to get the blood flow as it should be. We've also discovered that an acupuncture regimen in the perineum is essential to a healthy sex life. We take the best of Western medicine and...
Wait. Did you say needles in the perineum?
Acupuncture needles, yes.
In the taint?
Well, we don't call it that, but yes.
And that's supposed to help my sex life?
It's Chinese medicine.
Dude, that's my nacho, not a pincushion.
They're small needles. You can barely feel them.
No way.
Don't be such a baby.
Did you come up with this yourself?
Hey, your mom did it, and she's out doing the whole town.
What? Wait, why are you bringing my mom into this?
I just had it done myself before coming here.
Wait, what? You
Gooch
did?
Clinic is at 96 Grundle Way. It's on the other side of Biffin's Bridge. To make an appointment, visit goochclinic.com.
Maybe I will.
Not you.